a retreat this weekend through my church.
Oh.
And it was from Friday evening to midday Sunday. So.
Oh wow! Where did you guys go?
Well, it was. I wasn't actually on site, but it's kind of hard to explain. But it was at Prairie Star Ranch. It's in Williamsburg, Kansas, and
is that pretty far from here? Or?
Yeah, it's like 40-ish minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I just like stayed. It was for my church, so like I just like stayed here in Lawrence and just like prayed for retreatants.
Oh, that sounds fun. That's cool.
Yeah. What did you do this weekend?
Well, this weekend I actually got to volunteer with Rock Chalk Video, which those are like the cool kids that get to do all the athletic videos, you know, that you see on Instagram and like just like every like pretty much like video I want to say like KU like has, you know, online or whatever, and with sports. And so I volunteered for a baseball game, and so I got to go in Allen Fieldhouse in their control room, and I think we have a picture of that. That like one of the guys that I got to see, like the guys that direct and the ESPN stuff that goes like on live if you want to watch like a KU show like for like a baseball game live. So those guys, they like directed everything and they were pretty much in control of everything. But there's another room that I got to work with, and there was just like an overwhelming amount of screens. It's like if you took all of the like, you know, have you ever been like in Best Buy and you go to the TV section and you're just like, oh my gosh, like there's just so many like things going on. You're like, yeah, that's what I was in like for 3 hours at this place.
Wow.
And I was in charge of like video replays, so I felt like kind of like a piano player and then like a DJ, because I had to like press all these buttons and then like do this little like spinny thing, and I like had no idea what I was doing, but I learned a lot and it was super cool. So I definitely want to volunteer again with them.
You didn't mess up or anything, right?
I mean, I did, but it was with baseball, so I mean, not a lot of people watch that, I would say. And I mean, there's 9 innings, so I had like during the like 4, it was a litlittle rocky, but then after I like got the hang of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like I've always wanted to try like do the control stuff, like, cause I don't know, I don't know how to work it, and it'd be cool to know. So
yeah, it's a lot to learn, but it's really like fun, and you get the hang of it like that. And just like to see the guys that are really experienced know what they're doing. It's just so cool how like easily and like not nervous they're at at it. So that's really fun. But also, did you hear about this Friday that cows were on the loose in Kansas?
Yes, I did.
So on a highway. That's just like mind-blowing. That doesn't happen often or like at all. But it said that the Kansas Department of Transportation closed ramps on Friday near Kansas 10 and Interstate 435. So as you can see, just a bunch of cows taking a little jog right over there. Like that would just be so scary, I feel like, to see that like when you're driving. Just like, it's like, have you seen the movie Jumanji?
No,
when
I have not.
Like the animals just like come out, like that's that's what I would be feeling if I like saw cows running. I wouldn't even know what to do. Do you pull over on the side of the road? Do you like get out and say like come on over, or like move over? Yeah, like
I mean, yeah, it was an utter disaster.
that is true. But they said that 2 of the 85 cows on the truck died, which that's that's super sad. But 45 to 60 cows were on the loose, and they still, I think of Saturday morning, they said that they haven't found them all. So, I mean, if you see a cow just wandering around, like, you know, maybe just call someone about it. Like, I don't know who you call. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, I heard that like the cop cars were like chasing the cows and like
how do you catch a cow? Like do they learn that in cop training? Like I don't know if you do that. Maybe in Kansas they do, because maybe this happens with farm animals here. I'm not positive on that though. But that would just those cows. Those people are going pretty fast by those cows. So I like don't know. We need like a cowboy out there with like that little rope, I feel like.
A lasso.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, I always hear that, I mean, if you see like an animal, like you shouldn't swerve or anything, but like I would have to swerve with cows.
Yeah, that's as big as your car, a cow is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just be on the lookout for cows, I'd say, if you're driving into Kansas or out of Kansas, you know, because still cows might be on the loose here. But after this, we'll be back with the news, so stay tuned.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas. A great place to be you.
Welcome back. I'm Becky Phelps, and these are your morning headlines. President Donald Trump has asked Congress to investigate whether or not former President Barack Obama wiretapped Trump's campaign offices during the election. It is speculated that this came in response to a story published by Breitbart News. FBI Director James Comey has denied the claims and asked the Justice Department to publicly reject the assertion. Trump is also expected to issue a new executive order on immigration today. The new version includes a 90-day travel ban on 6 predominantly Muslim countries: Sudan, Syria, Iran, Libya, Somalia, and Yemen. The administration hopes this order will resolve legal issues with the original executive order on immigration. The Kansas House of Representatives has passed a bill which would make police work less transparent. The bill, which still needs to be approved by the Senate and the governor, would make details of complaints and investigations of officers closed records. The public would still have access to these records, but would no longer be able to go through the state to get them. A local coalition is working to ensure Lawrence completes the construction of a 23-mile trail around the city. The trail was started 20 years ago, but is only 75% completed. The group hopes to convince the city to complete at least one more segment of the trail by the end of the year. Individuals on campus with disabilities are calling for improvements to campus accessibility. Major concerns include a lack of signs indicating where elevators and other accessible options are on campus buildings, as well as concerns with elevators breaking down. KU is currently working to improve signs along the accessible hawk route through campus. And finally, the KU men's basketball team added a few more awards to the trophy case this weekend. Frank Mason won Big 12 Player of the Year, while Josh Jackson won Big 12 Freshman of the Year, and Bill Self won the Coach of the Year honors for the 5th time. This is the 2nd time in Big 12 history that one school has won all 3 awards. And that's all for the morning headlines. Stick around and Al will be back with a special guest.
And welcome back. I'm here with Steve Rottinghaus, who is the Career and Outreach Coordinator. So Steve, we have a journalism career fair starting on March 8th. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Correct, yeah, 2 days from now we'll have 30 businesses, pretty much from the Kansas City, Topeka, and Lawrence area. We also have one from Dallas coming up, and we have a pretty good mix. We have newspapers, TV stations, radio stations, ad agencies, nonprofits. So we have a pretty good mix for our students, and we usually have about 200 students take advantage of this, and it's from 10 to 3 on Wednesday.
So how do you get all these companies to come? How do you know which companies you want to be at this event?
This event's been going on for quite some time. A lot of them are repeat companies, and they really like connecting with students. Jobs and internships do occur out of this, so I definitely encourage students to take advantage of this. And then I got a few connections. I reach out to them to say, hey, are you interested in coming to this event? Give them the details, and they're very receptive. I mean, KU's got a really strong tradition, and and they just want to be a part of it.
So I actually have to go to this career fair for one of my classes. So it'll be my first time ever at a career fair at KU. So what would I expect to see, or expect to be doing there?
I encourage students to bring resumes, dress the part like you could actually get a job, like you could get interviewed. A few organizations might actually interview after the event. No one's let me know about that. But yeah, dress, business professional, business casual, have your resumes. I like students to be kind of strategic about it. I mean, don't feel like you have to hit all 30 because time probably won't allow that. But if there's 4 or 5 that really excite you, I encourage you to wait in line, have that 30-second elevator speech, mention your name, your major, what your interests are. So that's pretty much what you can expect.
So if you're not a KU student looking for a job right now, or if you already previously have one, is it still good to go there and reach out to companies?
Yeah, I think it's open to all classes, all majors. Most students are looking for jobs or internships, but I encourage freshmen, sophomores still to attend, because you can make that connection. So maybe a year from now, when the timing's maybe more right for that internship or job, you've made that connection with that employer, and you can remind them, say a year from now, and say, hey, remember me? I talked to you at the career fair in 2017. So again, I encourage all students to take advantage.
Yeah, it sounds like a great networking event as well as, like possibly like getting, a job. So do you have anything else to add?
If you go to our website, journalism.ku.edu, I have a list of all 30 businesses that are going to be there. So if you have time to like study those, and again, focus on 4 or 5 that really excites you, I think you'll find it more enjoyable.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, and be sure to go to the Kansas Union from 10 to 3 on Wednesday for the Journalism Career Fair. And we'll be back with Brittany with the weather.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brittany Foster. That weird weather that we had back in February sadly is coming with us into March. As you can all see, these are our weather headlines just for today. We had the chance of severe weather, a wind advisory that was issued, and those warm high temperatures yet again. Here's a chance of that wind I was talking about. The wind advisory is in effect until 7 p.m. tonight, with those southerly winds at 30 miles per hour and wind gusts up to 45 miles per hour. So if you're walking to work or just driving in the car, make sure you hold on to that steering wheel because those winds will definitely move the car around and shift a little bit. Here's that look at the severe weather for today. The tornado, not really likely, very low risk. What we're mainly watching is the chance of that high wind, a possibility of hail, and no flooding at all for us, but mainly that wind that will be in effect for our area. Here's what it looks like overall, with how it'll look for Les and Lawrence. We have a marginal chance of just rain in general. Mainly it's going to be to the east of us with like lightning, hail, thunder, things like that. Now we could get a chance of maybe hearing a few rumbles and stuff like that, but the main chance with this storm is that wind that will be affecting us and maybe getting a little bit of that much needed rain that we need. So here's your current weather right now. We are sitting at a nice cozy temperature of 67 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, maybe a few rays of sunshine peeking through right now, and those winds at 30 miles per hour, crazy strong right now. Although we're going to warm up to 73 degrees, still above average for March, mostly cloudy skies as that storm moves through and those winds will pick up to 35 miles per hour. Our hourly forecast for the day, as we go on through, we're going to have those clouds move through. At 3 o'clock, we will have the storm, at 5 o'clock, the storm will move through. 3 o'clock, our max temperature of 73 degrees will hit. Okay, there we go, now it's working. So our 5-day forecast, you see we have nice sunny skies actually, not too crazy for this week. Besides the storm moving through on Monday, temperatures will cool a little bit to the mid 60s and upper 60s, back to 71 on Thursday for the game, and then Friday back to the 60s, and we'll cool down all throughout the weekend, and a chance of rain actually comes back on your Saturday. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back after this short break with Alan Courtney.
And welcome back. I'm here with our producer, Katie. So she's normally behind the camera, but today she's talking about news with me. So Trump, he is ranting on Twitter. So that's a whole nother ballgame.
Yep, I woke up Sunday morning to a new string of tweets from him that went out, I think, like Saturday night, about how he is certainly convinced that Obama was wiretapping him during the campaign.
Yeah, and he just like went out to Twitter before even talking to the FBI guys, which like they need to communicate because they're like on a team together, which I don't know if that's like necessarily good because I feel like, I mean, Trump's the president. He can do whatever he wants basically, but I feel like he should like, you know, lower his like Twitter game a little.
Absolutely, and like the FBI is kind of freaking out over it because it implicates them in things that are definitely very illegal that they're claiming they didn't do. And so it's this weird, unprecedented fight between the FBI and the president. And then these are the tweets that went out. He's comparing Obama to the like Red Scare of the Cold War. and is now asking Congress to investigate this, even though there's really, he hasn't been able to give any evidence about it.
Yeah, I thought, like, I feel like that's not a good play to, you know, like, go, like, you know, vent to Twitter before, like, talking to, like, the FBI, because on the New York Post, it said, like, it's putting the nation's top law enforcement in the position of questioning the president's truthfulness, which is, like, just an uncomfortable position to be in.
Yeah.
So I feel like that this just is, like, a whole thing that's, like, been going on, and I feel like the communication in the White House is just, like, not 100% right now.
Absolutely, and that seems to have been a trend of the presidency so far. You know, weird fights about, like, numbers of people at the inauguration, different things regarding, like, people voting illegally, even though there's still not much evidence towards it.
Yeah, I feel like we're concentrating on, like, the stuff that is not, like, crucial right now in our nation, so, like, we should be more concentrated on other stuff.
And I kind of, like, it makes you wonder if that's kind of the goal with this situation, is to divert our attention a little bit.
So as that's happening, like in Washington, D.C., here in Lawrence, you know, the new KU new energy and environmental building is focusing on oil and gas research. So that's kind of cool. And it opens in spring 2018. But people are kind of, you know, like a little misleading by the name because, you know, it's supposed to be helping the environment. But is oil really doing that with petroleum engineering?
Not exactly. I have a lot of friends who were in the environmental studies building who thought they were going to have access to that new building and were shocked to find out that it's actually oil and gas research that's happening in there, because it's, the name insinuates something a little bit different.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just like glad that we have another cool building on KU, so we'll get
I toured the construction site and it's gonna be gorgeous.
Yeah, it like already looks like really insane with like this walkway. But be sure to tune in next Monday and we'll see you later.
Have a good